Did Ben Whittaker do this on purpose? I personally thought he did. Because of that controversial ending, it's took a lot of shine off Liam Cameron and what he did in his performance that night. So I want to give a load of credit and a big shout out to Liam Cameron. South Yorkshire man, and I go back a long time with Liam. I think it must have been about 2007, 2008 when we were both boxing at Yorkshire Championship. We both ended up coming in slightly overweight for our weight categories, and we both had to go in sauna. So we had a good chat in sauna, and we got ourselves down to weight that night, and we both did win that night actually over in Sheffield. For anyone who didn't know a lot about Liam before this fight, you know, this is a kid who won a senior ABA title, you know, which is an amateur, that's one of the highest accolades you can get. And he'd done things the hard way as a professional. You know, he started on the small hall shows, worked his way up. You know, he was Commonwealth champion. He was a very, very good fighter. You know, he always had that, as you saw against Ben, he has that solid defence. When he locks his arms in position, he's going forward. Not a lot gets through. I think that were a big reason what frustrated Ben Whittaker a lot, is that he just couldn't get through. He couldn't land a lot of clean shots because of Liam's solid defence. I remember watching him win ABAs, you know, with that same solid defence. And before his ban, which I think were just absolutely ridiculous, you know, having to serve a 4-year ban, you know, it was Commonwealth champion, so he was on the up. Liam had done things the hard way. That's why he just wasn't fazed whatsoever by what Ben Whittaker were doing and what he was in there up against and on the platform that it was on. He's come up the hard way. So the controversial ending, the reason I think Ben Whittaker could have done this on purpose, because while you're in a fight, there is a lot of emotions going through your head and your body, the adrenaline, you know, and when things aren't quite going your way. I remember losing a fight, I think it was to Martin J. Ward. I never acted upon this, but coming to a clinch and his shoulder was here, right in front of me. And the thought did pass through my head thinking, the referee's over there. Should I just bite him? Should I just bite him? I mean, I didn't. You know, my mind clicked back in and said, no, that's wrong. You don't do that. But, you know, we've seen it pass. We've seen Mike Tyson bite Evander Holyfield's ear. We've seen Bradley Saunders drop the headbutt. We've seen Victor Ortiz drop the headbutt. So emotions are so high, and these crazy things can happen. So my view on this, at the time of it happening, obviously Liam was pushing Ben back to the ropes, and I don't think he's meant for the fight to be all called off. I think he's got caught up in the moment, a bit of a spear in the moment thing. As Liam's forcing him back to ropes, maybe he's thought in his mind, if I lean back and throw myself off at ropes, or throw us both off at ropes, it's going to be a break in the action. I might be able to regroup. It's going to stop the action for, you know, maybe a minute possibly. Maybe he's not intended for the fight to happen. Now there is the controversy that Liam had said he'd heard his corner shouting to him, stay down, fake an injury. Now, I don't know whether that's happened or not, because I couldn't see and I couldn't hear. Maybe it did, which is just wrong altogether. You know, maybe he was injured. Maybe the spear of the moment, throwing himself and Liam over at ropes, has caused him an injury for him not to be able to carry on. But it just doesn't look good. The fact that his first proper step up and things didn't go his way. Liam wasn't fazed by his antics, his style, what he was throwing. He blocked a lot and he went forward and he says, this is my moment, I'm taking that. Which is a real shame, because I thought Liam had done enough on the cards to win that fight, regardless of that controversial ending. He should have had his hand raised. He should have had his moment in sun, in Saudi, and been the man to have beaten Ben Whittaker. I hope that the boxing gods and His Excellency, I hope that they can see what had gone off, and I hope he gets his rematch and gets a good payday and gets his revenge and gets his hand raised because he's had that stole from him. For Ben Whittaker, he's got a lot of soul searching to do, a lot of looking in the mirror of accountability. But what this comes down to, in my opinion, in the years that I've been boxing, this is why you shouldn't spoon feed these so-called prospects who you say are going to go on to world level and be this and be that. You shouldn't spoon feed them easy fights. Because look what happens. Soon as he's gone in against somebody like Liam, somebody is established, who's hungry, who's not fazed by the antics and the platform that they're on, he comes unstuck, and it doesn't look good for him. He's got a big rebuild on the cards now. So that's why, we've seen it many a time. Prospects get these easy fights early in their career. As soon as they get a step up, they fall, they fail. So they need to, there's got to be whoever's doing the matchmaking needs to be, they need to look at that and go forward from. But anyway, that's my opinion on the matter, and I thought Liam Cameron should have had his hand raised.